Bonjour, soyez les bienvenus sur Oliver Academy. In the past video, we have learned verb avoir and verb être. But in this video, we are going to start studying or learning other verbs. So, introduction au verbe. Introduction au verbe. Introduction to verbs. Il y a 3 groupes de verbes en français. Il y a 3 groupes de verbes en français. There are 3 groups of verbs in French. So this means we have first group, second group, and third group. Now, how do you identify them? There are 2 ways to identify them. But in this video, we are going to learn the very basic, the simplest way to identify. As we continue, we are going to study all the 3 groups one by one, and then you learn about the other way of identifying them. So we have the first group verbs. Les verbes du premier groupe. Premier groupe. Les verbes du premier groupe se terminent à l'infinitif par ER, sauf le verbe aller qui est du troisième groupe. First group verbs end in ER, in infinitive form, except, sauf, except verb aller, which is a third group verb. So this means that all verbs that in infinitive form, when they are not conjugated, you see ER at the end, or they end in ER, it means that that verb is a first group verb. Premier, verbe du premier group. But even though aller also ends in ER, it is, or it belongs to the third group verb, verbe du troisième groupe. Les verbes du deuxième groupe se terminent à l'infinitif par IR, sauf mourir, partir, mentir, sortir, tenir, courir. So second group verbs end in IR in infinitive form, except mourir, partir. The verbs are mentioned over here. They are not part of the second group, even though they also end in IR. We are having IR at the end, but they don't belong to the second group verbs, verbe du deuxième group. So generally, we call these 2 categories. The first one, ER verbs, les verbes en ER, or les verbes terminés par ER, ER verbs, and this one, les verbes terminés par ER or IR verbs. So we have ER verbs and IR verbs. So the ER verbs are first group verbs, IR verbs are second group verbs. Now, les verbes du troisième groupe sont ni du premier ni du deuxième groupe. So this means that all the verbs or If a verb doesn't belong to the first group and doesn't belong to the second group too, then it is part of third group verbs. Okay, so that you will say simply the verbs other than the first and the second group of verbs. So all verbs that do not belong to the first and the second are groups in or are grouped in the third group. So examples are aller, mourir, mentir, sortir, tenir, courir. Let's look at a summary of what you have learned so far. Récapitulation. Récapitulation. The summary. So this is the summary of what you have learned. So you have seen premier group, deuxième group, troisième group. So terminaison. We can identify all the three groups by their ending in infinitive form. That is terminaison, la terminaison, the ending. So first group verb ends in er. Les verbes du premier groupe sont terminés par er. Exemple, aimer, danser, manger, marcher, piler. Deuxième groupe, les verbes du deuxième groupe sont terminés par ir. The second group verbs end in ir. Exemple, finir, fournir, grandir, haïr, etc. And les verbes du troisième groupe sont terminés par er, ir, o, oir, re. So we can see that we have exceptions which we have looked at in the previous part. So aller, you have dormir, mentir, partir, sortir. We have the verb en oir, oir, oir. Then pouvoir, voir, vouloir, savoir. Re, you have dire, faire, lire, plaire, prendre, etc. So we shall study the groups one after the other in this in the next lesson. So keep watching. If you are watching on YouTube, subscribe to receive the next videos. Merci. Au revoir.